Hello there, I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series. I'm sure a lot of you saw me and thought there might be news about the sequel to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to share right now.
They don't have anything to share. Zelda Maker, Zelda Maker, Zelda Maker, Zelda Maker.
Development is proceeding smoothly, and we should be able to bring you some new information this year. For now, we'll have to ask you to wait just a bit longer.
And?
While you're all waiting, however, this Legend of Zelda game will be coming to Nintendo Switch. Please take a look.
Ah! Skyward Sword! This is my favorite game! I have never been more proud that I've gotten what I didn't want. Oh, and it looks so smooth, too. I've been waiting for this since we thought it was called the NX,
what
bitches. What
you've just seen is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This game originally released in 2011 on the Wii console, and now it's coming to Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword featured a control scheme in which players would use the Wii Remote Plus controller as a sword and the Nunchuck controller
This
as a
was
shield.
my favorite
With the
game of all
increased processing power
time.
of the Nintendo Switch system, the controls here are smoother and even more intuitive. And we've recreated the controls for the sword and the shield here by having the player hold two Joy-Con controllers. The Joy-Con controller in your right hand is the sword.
Wait, there's
Swing it to have Link swing
interval
his sword in the
degrees.
game.
So it's
The
not just the
Joy-Con
8.
controller in your left hand is the shield. By lifting the controller, you can raise the shield to block enemy attacks.
It looks so smooth.
You can perform other actions like using both controllers to wield a bow and arrow. These physical movements add a sense of urgency and tension to combat.
Oh yeah, they
But
do.
we've also made it possible to play the game with button
With
controls to
buttons?
ensure it can be played in handheld mode or on the Nintendo Switch Lite system.
How?
After mulling over how to assign different gameplay elements to different buttons, we decided to apply the sword motions to tilting the right control stick.
Oh, that is
Tilt the stick
interesting.
down when you want to swing the sword downward. To swing to the right,
So is it
the
swing to the
left.
right?
or diagonally, just tilt the stick in the respective direction.
Oh, and I imagine that you can also just use regular B controls.
Here's something else we've been working on.
Something else?
Specially designed
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Con
Wow.
controllers. The right Joy-Con controller is themed after the Master Sword, while the left features a Hylian shield motif. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, as the game depicting the earliest story in the Legend of Zelda timeline, details the events around the creation of the Master Sword itself.
And how it just
We
kept
hope
getting
that people
moved
who
around.
played the original game on Wii, and those playing it for the first time, will enjoy discovering the origins of The Legend of Zelda.
I love it.
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD launches July 16th.
Nobody
Following
was
Nintendo
talking
Direct,
about this.
You'll be able to pre-order the game.
Not
on
a
Nintendo
single
eShop.
person. Everybody
And
had
specially
forgotten.
designed Joy-Con controllers will launch on the game's release day at your local retailers. Many of you may already know this, but The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was the last original console game prior to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild
Oh,
game.
shit, I didn't
It was still
realize.
following the established conventions of The Legend of Zelda. However, it gave a glimpse into many features and innovations that would eventually be adopted in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it
Using the
did.
sailcloth to descend in midair, a stamina gauge that depleted as you scaled walls with vines or
There's also a
ran.
help thing. It was just
Even the
separate to
concept
fly.
of collecting items to upgrade gear. I hope those of you who've played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will give this game a try as well.
Oh, definitely. It looks so good.
Please look forward to The Legend of Zelda Skyward
Oh,
Sword
I
HD.
am. Was. It's just one more thing.
Well,
just.
What did you think? The
Oh,
Legend of
I am
Zelda
so
Skyward
excited.
Sword has been optimized for Nintendo Switch. It includes intuitive motion controls and button controls by tilting the right control stick.
That is amazing.